Thank you, guys. Well, by now you probably realize that I'm Chef Roc. Only because of the little picture guy here. And you're at the Culinary Underground, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Yeah. And we're located right here at the beautiful Hawaii Polo Grounds, where they have polo every Sunday during the season. Check the old Facebook, right? You guys have been here. It's lots of fun.
Beautiful.
Horsies running back and forth.
We love it, Chef.
Trying to hit that little ball with a mallet. It's a great game. It's a great game.
Cheerio.
Cheerio. So anyway, it's a lot of fun here during the season. But it's a lot of fun here at the Culinary Underground. We're going to show you some great dishes today using one of our new sponsors, Kona Beer. Local beer, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the brands right up here. It's fantastic. We're going to use a longboard in our first dish. Our first dish is a Kona beer and cheese soup. You can drink and eat at the same time. That's a beautiful thing. I start off with a little bacon in the pan. I got some carrots I'm going to throw in there now. Some onions. Just diced onion, sliced onion, whatever you have. What I like to do is I like to open up the fridge, and I can follow a recipe, but if I don't use everything that's in my fridge, it's going to go to waste. So if I have half an onion, I chop it. Even if it's not in the recipe and it fits, I'll throw it right in. It's no big deal. You know what I mean? Right. Make it up as you go along. That's what I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go with a little paprika. Some garlic, right?
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Hit me on that garlic, my friends. Like what? That good?
Ooh.
You like a little more?
More.
Oh, you guys. All right. Sorry, Mary. Mary's going, I don't care how much garlic's in there, as long as it tastes good, right? Okay, we're going to saute this up, releasing some of the bacon fat. It's going to start creating a roux by adding flour. You add flour to any kind of fat, which could be butter, oil. In this case, the bacon fat grease that came out. So we're going to place that right in, and we're going to create a roux. A roux is basically, you can measure it out, equal amounts flour to equal amounts fat, and what it'll do is it's actually going to thicken our stew with all these great, fantastic ingredients, using beer and a little beef stock as our base for this soup. And this is a really rich soup. I know we don't have any winters here to speak of, but it is a little chilly today. What's it, 90? Everybody says, whoa, wait till winter. Wait till winter what? I don't even feel a breeze. Oh, excuse me, maybe I did. I don't know. Thought I saw something go by, a little breeze, that's all. So what happens is you cook this roux down till it's just, it's really light. You can't really see much of it in there, but can you see that? It's just pretty light. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add some of the beef stock. We're going to place that right in, about a quart of beef stock. And what you're going to do is just kind of blend that around. That's going to release that roux. It's going to start to thicken up this stew. So what we're doing right now is I'm going to just fire this up just a little bit. And we're releasing the roux. Now, if you've ever done Cajun cooking, you know how that roux takes like hours and hours. I mean, they bake it, they cook it. They do everything to extract the flavor out of that flour. And it creates a really nice dark roux, which is kind of a nutty flavor, and that's why you get that Cajun really heavy sauces on their etouffees, or they use in their gumbos and the jambalaya. I mean, they use it in everything. So when you cook a roux, obviously it comes in like different stages. When you put the flour in there, you start to cook it, it's real white. The longer you cook it, it starts getting darker and darker, and the darker the flavor, the more complex the sauce is going to be. And in this particular case, we didn't have to cook it that long because I have a lot of other complex flavors that I'm adding. One of them is going to be this longboard beer. Longboard, Kona makes a variety of beers. Longboard is a very nice lager. They call it the Island Lager. I'm just going to pop the top here and pour that beer right in. You can really tell a good beer when you smell it, and you smell the hops and the yeast and everything. That's just really, really makes for a craft beer. And they're an island family that started this over on the Big Island. And longboard has become like the newest beer craze around the country. Now they're in the U.S., they're in like 36 states, 9 countries. So give it a try. I mean, every time I go into a bar, I see a lot of people drinking a longboard, but they also have these other ones. This is Fire Rock. It's a pale ale. And we have one over here, which is the Big Wave, which is a golden ale, a little lighter. And this one is incredible. This is the Pipeline Porter, a really nice dark beer. What we like to do is you pour this ice cold into a glass and a big scoop of vanilla ice cream. A porter float. Give it a try, I'm telling you, it's dessert. It's heaven. So what we got going over here is this concoction with the beer, the broth. When that heats up, it's actually gonna start thickening. So I can go start adding some other ingredients right now. It's not gonna hurt it. We're gonna go with some Portuguese sausage, of course, right? You gotta have that. Yeah. Not just any, we're going with Purity. Great brand, local brand, you know, big family name here too. The king of sausage. So I put about a pound in there. Now this is something really cool. Skirt steak. Check out that skirt steak. What I did was I cut it really thin against the grain, and you can see how beautiful that is. Can you see that? Look at that. It's beautiful. Now, obviously you can go to any kind of store and get meat, but not when it's local. You got to go to a few places. One of them is VJ's Butcher Shop up here in Haleiwa on the North Shore, right? Great place. Yeah. Not only they got seafood, chicken, but they got grass-fed Molokai beef. And I'll tell you what, this is so tender, so delicious. And this is a skirt steak, reasonably priced. Go check them out, right across from McDonald's. We're gonna add this in here. When I said I cut against the grain, that will actually make it a little tender. Not that it's tough, but when you cut with the grain and you have long strands of meat, which is a muscle anyway, and so you cut against it and it just kind of, now you have little bite-sized pieces in there. So this is a kind of an unusual dish. We got a lot of meat in there. I'm gonna go with a little thyme. About 10 minutes, 20, who's counting? A little bit of salt. I like using the local Hawaiian salt. I just picked it up right on the beach here. It's amazing. You go up there, fill up your salt shaker. It's great. Pepper, that's a little tougher. I got this at the front. I think it's gravel, but nah. You put it right in there. But it looks like pepper, don't it? But I would recommend, I mean, this is not freshly ground, but it's a large grind, a coarse black pepper. So what we do is I put that black pepper in there. So if you can get fresh peppercorns and put it into a grinder, yeah, you can just hand it up here to me, hon. We're gonna go a little bit of hot sauce at the end. I put a little bit in, just a little. Just gives it a nice little spice. And then we're gonna add some smoked Gouda cheese. Right in there, yeah. And you put that in there and that all melts together. And I'll tell you what, kind of looks like this at the end. Ooh, wow. And you can see how thick that looks. I hit it with just a bit of little paprika around the end there. Doesn't that look good, guys? Yeah. I'll tell you what, there you go. Kona beer and cheese soup, that easy, that inexpensive. And now you know where to get all the ingredients. And I'll tell you what, it freezes well too. So make a double batch, one for the family, one for you for late night. You know what I mean? While you're sitting there with a Kona. We'll see you guys in a little. Take us out, boys.
This segment is brought to you by Kuna Brewing Company. Liquid Aloha.
It don't get better than this. Just look around and you see. It don't get better than this. This is as good as it gets. I want more. Yes, I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Valentine, Candy Bullets. That's a song off their new CD, album that's available just in time for Christmas, right?
Yes.
Has a little Christmas beat to it, guys, right? I like it. Aren't these guys incredible? Every Wednesday night, Hard Rock, right?
Rock Cafe.
Or anywhere that you'd like them to be, right? Just call them up. Come on over to the house and play. Yeah, sure, no problem. We'll jam. We'll jam. Always goes over big, right?
Yes.
Woo! Well, I'll tell you what. You enjoyed that last dish with the beer and cheese soup? Isn't that great? Did you guys like that out there? Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice. Well, I always enjoyed cooking with beer, meaning that I always had a six-pack handy. But not just any beer. Kona beer is great because it is a local beer, brewed right off the Big Island. Father-son started the business. I don't know if you're aware of that. Expanded the business into an incredible business right now where they have a variety of different seasonal beers and then their regular standbys, which are just big hits right now. Everyone's a big hit. We started cooking off with the longboard, nice pale ale. We're going to go right now with a little Fire Rock. This is an incredible flavor. Well, this is the pale ale. The longboard is just a regular lager. Not just a regular lager, it's a longboard. But the Fire Rock is, check out those labels first off. I mean, that's the taste of Hawaii right there, baby, right? I like it. What we're going to do is we're going to make a marinade with the beer. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but when you use beer in a marinade, when you add it to other spices, it really kind of infuses into whatever you're going to make. So you're going to get something that tastes a little hoppy, I probably wouldn't recommend this for fish. Might be a little too overpowering of the fish. But for pork or beef, lamb, I'll tell you what, it's really a killer. It's good stuff. So we're going to start out with the Fire Rock. I go with one bottle, of course. Place that right in. And you can see the color. All natural coloring, no artificial anything, man. This is really craft brewed beer the old-fashioned way. And you can smell that. I mean, when you guys get close, you can just smell the hops and the yeast and just great flavor. I'm going to go with a little paprika. I'm going to go with a little chili powder. Place that right in. I got some ginger, fresh ginger. Put that right in, big old plump. How about some garlic? A lot of garlic, of course. Got to have that garlic in there, boys. Garlic and everything. And then I'm going to go with I got a little bit of hot sauce. Any brand you'd like, whatever your flavor is. I just happen to like Cholula because it's got a little thicker consistency to it. It's got a mild peppery flavor without too much heat, which is great. So you could add a lot more, but get real full, a nice little burn there. I'm going to go with some cilantro. Place that right in. You know, now cilantro is also known as Mexican parsley, or Chinese parsley, if it's Chinese parsley. Well, so what? It's great. Either way, whatever they call it, use it if you can. It's very good for you too. It's very healthy. So I like using it. And if you see coriander in there, that's really using the dry seeds and things of that nature, which is part of cilantro. I go with a little bit of kosher salt there, or sea salt here. It wasn't kosher. I'm wearing the hat. Hey, I'm kosher. But they put it in, it's kosher now. But little black pepper. Well, I got the voice now. I'm waking the cloud. I sound like, Georgie Gessel. Remember Georgie Gessel? Remember him? Old comedian? Okay, you don't. Nobody remembers Georgie Gessel. How are you? Georgie Gessel. Maybe that's not how he sounds. I don't know. So I could be doing anybody. And you guys would go, yeah, right. But I don't know who that is. Hey, let's go along with the guy. You know what I mean? Got some beautiful, beautiful pork loin here. You can go with the boneless pork loin. And I'll tell you what, you can buy this. I recommend buying the whole pork loin. It's like $20. You know what I'm saying? You get like 6 meals out of it. It's really great, and it's the pork chop with the bone off. So this is the center cut, and I mean, it's just a nice piece of meat. And I go and I put this into the marinade. And anytime I do meat, I like to marinate it for minimum 3 hours overnight, guys, if you can. If not, don't worry about it. You'll still get some great flavor in there. So if you put this in, wrap it in plastic wrap. You can even put it in a gallon bag. You know, just be careful that you don't drip. Always put it on the bottom shelf, any kind of marinated, whether it's in chicken, fish, whatever. Because if anything drips, you don't want to cross-contaminate anything else you got in your fridge, right? I see some smiles out there, some, anti, people that are going, oh, you know what? Finally, somebody said something about that. Hot saute pan. You can cook these any way you want at this point. They're awesome on the grill. If you got a charbroiler, gas, wood, whatever you're going to cook it on, unbelievable, great flavor. Throw a little chiave wood on there or mesquite, give it a little extra flavor, a little boost. You could use it in a hot saute pan, sear it up. You could sear them up and finish it up in the oven too, You don't have to cook it all the way through because most people are going to overcook it anyway because pork is the most overcooked meat out there. So put it right in there. Make sure you're wearing a sizzle screen, right? Or no garbage can cover. Remember those? Cover yourself up there. Just be careful you don't splatter on yourself. Put that pork in. And you want to sear it. So anytime you put anything cold in a hot pan, what's going to happen? It will sear, but it also brings the temperature of the pan down. So you want to make sure you fire that bad boy back up. Do you hear that? How it hit real hard? You heard the sizzle, and then you heard, well, what's happening is it cooled the pan down. So now I got to fire it up. And what you want to do is just check them. See how they browned up real quick? That's what you want. Can you get that? I want a nice little brown sear on it. You don't need it black. I mean, there's no real, unless you're blackening, you don't really need to blacken the pork chops that way. See, they all turn a nice light brown. What's happening is the sugar and the beer and all that is caramelizing on there. And even though it was in there for that little amount of time, when you taste it, you're going to go, wow, I could taste the beer. It's got a great flavor. You can serve this with applesauce, homemade applesauce. Anybody applesauce freaks out there? Yeah, you make it by just go buy some apples. They're pretty reasonably priced. Slice them up, little butter in the pan, put the sugar, put the apples in, bang, bang, boom. Wait till they get soft. You can chop them up. Throw them in the blender. Everybody got a blender, right? So what you want to do is you want to push it down. You want to see that it's still got a little bit of a sponge. One way to always tell you, they call it the thumb test in the biz, but you can push it down. You'll see that, you know what? See, if you look close, it's pretty much, it's almost there to it's beyond a little more, maybe like another 30 seconds. It'll be pink in the middle. And when they got a thing called carryover cooking, when you see that on a recipe, that means when you take it off the heat, it's going to continue to cook. So why take it out of the pan well? What do you think it's going to be when you serve it to your family? In the trash, you know what I mean? It's going to be overdone, rubbery, and they're going to go, thanks, Mom, that's good. Can we have spaghetti next week? She never overcooks the spaghetti. So it's one of those things where you got to be careful. So I'm going to take this out. I'm just going to put these right on top of here because they look good. So we got a little pile of meat there. And we got some fresh stuff in the back that's coming out. But I'll tell you what. I mean, the wind's blowing this way, so you guys are missing out on the smell. But that caramelization on the beer, whew, I'll tell you what, that looks good. But give it a try, and remember, longboard is the liquid aloha, all right? Liquid aloha, baby. I like it. Thank you, guys. Hey, take it away.
The previous segment was brought to you by Aloha Shoyu. Taste the flavors of aloha.
Simply delicious. Healthy gluten-free soy sauce to complement any dish. Accent, splash, drizzle. Aloha Hawaiian-style katsu sauce. From our family to yours, served with pride. Reach for the healthy choice. Aloha brand sauces. An island staple. Taste of tradition. Taste the flavors of aloha.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, from a song from their latest CD, Johnny Valentine and Candy Bullets.
Midnight look across the room. Two strangers taking on gloom. All this time he was trying. He did things she wasn't buying. He narrows down to the one. He tries to show his guns. She can't tell what he's given. And as usual, they leave him. And now he's alone. Why must he be alone? Why must he be? Is there such a thing as forgetting? Is there such a thing as forgiving? We talked and fought all the bouts. We tried to figure it out. Wish I had all the say. All our plans just flushed away. And now I'm alone. Why must he be alone? Why must he be? Is there such a thing as forgetting? Is there such a thing as forgiving? Don't know sometimes, but time.
Closed captioning provided by the American Renaissance Academy, preparing graduates for college and beyond.
Simply delicious. Healthy gluten-free soy sauce to complement any dish. Accent, splash, drizzle. Aloha Hawaiian-style katsu sauce. From our family to yours, served with pride. Reach for the healthy choice. Aloha brand sauces. An island staple. Taste of tradition. Taste the flavors of Aloha.
We are dreamers. We dream about our future and how we make it ours.
where we are the community with pride and citizenship.
Where learning is exciting.
Where it's great to think differently.
Dreams start at our school.
American Renaissance Academy.
Visit us at arahawaii.org.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you. I'm Chef Roc. You've been part of the Culinary Underground. I'd like to thank our friends over here, Johnny Valentine, Candy Bullets, Vito,
Thanks, Chef.
Johnny. You guys are the best. And I'm going to let these guys take us out. Next time we see you, just enjoy, right? Enjoy life as we know it. Rock!
Promotional considerations provided by Aloha Shoyu, Kona Brewing Company, BJ's Butcher Block, Skydive Hawaii, Hawaii Polo Club, American Renaissance Academy, and Sweet Leilani Florist.